Good morning and welcome to the free daily coaching hangout. Your daily hangout for mindset, tech tips, and everything attraction marketing. We're here every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Sit back or jump in. Either way, remember to have some fun. Here at freedailycoaching.com.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the free daily coaching hangout. Bert Bledsoe here with you. And let me turn my camera on so I can see you. I'm excited to be here with you this morning on a wonderful free daily coaching hangout. Today is a Monday morning, and that means we're going to focus on mindset. So let's kick off the hangout this morning by saying good morning and welcome to everyone that is here. Let's start out in Pennsylvania with our good friend, Linda Bomba. Good morning, Linda. Excited to see Mr. Rod Davison here, guys. Tomorrow morning on a Tuesday, Tech Tip Tuesday, we're going to do a fun session tomorrow with Rod, and we're going to do basic retargeting, guys. If you guys are into retargeting, if you don't know what that means or you want to find out how you can take your marketing one extra step by doing something very, very simple. Mr. Rod Davison is going to come out and be a guest host tomorrow, so really excited about that. Who else do we have? We have a former guest host and a regular here on the free daily coaching hangout, Ms. Christina Irvin, Google Plus lady and marketing extraordinaire. Good morning from Tennessee, Miss Christina. We have Juliet here on the call this morning. Good morning, Juliet. I saw that you were speaking with some people online, and I wanted to welcome you to the hangout this morning live. We got our good buddy Brian Gibbs in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Very nice to see you. We've got all the way out from Florida, our good friend, Mr. Clive Jeffrey. He is here and ready to rock and roll. We've got the Kellys down in Pueblo. We've got Leanne and Mrs. Mupo down in Dallas, Tejas, our Texas contingent. We got our California kid, Mr. Bob the Beast Miller is here this morning. Jim Green, I saw you just popped on. Mr. Rosenberg is here. As always, the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lady that we all know and love out in Arizona, Mrs. Debbie Deerdorf is out here this morning. And our good buddy, Mr. Maurice Walker. That's my best that I can do because I have to kind of draw out the sound when I do Maurice's intro, guys, because I just can't, my voice just doesn't go as low as Maurice's. So, excuse me, good morning and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. Like I mentioned, today we're going to go over mindset, and we're going to take a little kind of a different approach to mindset this morning. You know what? I can take my hoodie off and just have my shirt on this morning. It's nice down here. So the reason that we're going to take a little bit different take on mindset this morning is, and I'm wondering, I'm going to make sure the Q&A is open. Let me go ahead and open the Q&A for you. And I'm wondering in the, in the chat, whether or not you guys can respond to this. If we could do things just a little bit different, we've talked about this in the past, if your perspective was just 1 or 2 degrees different, do you think that things would look different? Do you think that we could make a change? Do you think in your business you could do something different if you saw things differently? Because today I want to talk about something that I had the opportunity to participate in, something that I've been able to add to my repertoire, something I've learned, and something I learned over the weekend. So let me ask you guys all over in the chat, is that something that you feel like you could get some value out of? Looking at things from just a little bit different point of view, and if so, let's let this rip. And let's take this to the next level this morning. I'm pretty excited about some things that have been going on, what we've been doing, and I'm excited to be able to share that with you. I'm excited to be able to bring to the table some new adventures, some new learning, and I believe that it's going to help everyone. So let's go see. Perspective makes all the difference. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome. So, all right. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay. So I want to tell you guys about something that some of you probably by now, you guys already know that I've been doing. And I've been working with my mentor for quite some time now, maybe let's say 6 months approximately. Okay. And over that 6 months, I've been able to do a couple of different training sessions with my mentor and with her. And I've been able to learn a few things. Some things that I already knew, let's say, or I was practicing and teaching, but had no definition for. So I've been able to, one of the lessons that we learned was this tipping the hand and getting favor from someone else. Tipping the hand of a king. Finding someone in the world of business that you want to work with and getting them to tip their hand to you. And that's a whole nother lesson, okay? And we're not going to go into that specific lesson today. However, I wanted to share with you guys that I was able to implement that lesson, and over some time, over a weekend, I was able to introduce and meet someone and make that connection, and then parlay that into something more. And when I say something more is, if you guys aren't familiar with Mr. Doug Firebaugh, I had an opportunity to meet Doug. Now, Doug actually has a doctorate, so he's a doctor. He's actually made and sold over $1 billion worth of products in the home-based business. He actually hosts a national syndicated radio show called The Millionaire Roadshow. And I had the opportunity to be featured on that radio show. Now, I'm not telling you because of the radio show itself. I'm telling you because I never imagined going into an event, going to meet some people, going to meet another home-based business person. You see, I went into that event with the perspective, with that mindset of simply what I would like to do during this event is meet Mr. Firebaugh. That was the goal of the weekend, and in addition to a few other goals, and that goal was accomplished. Well, at that time, I didn't know that Doug was a radio show. I didn't know that he hosted a radio show. I didn't know that's what he had going on. And I found out. I was talking with Doug. I had the opportunity to do a call with Doug, and he actually invited me on to do an interview, to feature myself, to feature me on the radio show. The reason I'm sharing this is because on that radio show, Doug talked about a few things that I wanted to share this morning. I wanted to share this morning because they're powerful. Because they're powerful because they come from a mindset, from a different point of view. And I wanted you to be able to share in that. So are you guys ready to find out about the 3 things that most people don't see? The 3 things that people don't see that can make all the difference. So I'm looking for some yeses in the chat, and when I get those yeses, I'll go and check it out. So let me see some yeses over in the chat. Let's see what's going on. And what I want to do is I want to cover these 3. If this is something that you guys want to talk about, maybe you guys already listened to the radio show. Maybe you guys already went over to this and heard all these 3 points on the Millionaire Roadshow. Maybe this is something you've already heard. It looks like Linda's in, Leanne's in. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see, we got a question. Yes for Debbie, yes for Bob. Yes, absolutely. Debbie asks, Bert, is there a replay? Absolutely, Debbie. I'll send you guys over there. First, let's go over this, and then at the end of the call this morning, I will send you over there. So 3 things that people miss when they're looking at the big picture. They're trying to build a business. They're trying to change their lives. They're trying to do something different. They're looking at the external. We talked about this, I think, last week. Are you trying to feel on the inside how you think someone looks on the outside? Because your insides aren't going to match someone's outsides. It doesn't happen that way. So, all right, everyone is ready. So, okay, awesome. Well, The very first thing that we want to talk about, the first thing, and Doug mentioned this as well, is number one is that tenacity is more than passion. Okay? Do you have tenacity? Are you tenacious with what you want to do? Ask yourself that, because there's a difference, right? There's a difference between the tenacity and the passion. The passion, how I equate the two, and maybe I'm totally off, guys. Maybe you look at this from a totally different perspective. This is how I see it. See, people, and I'm giving you a recap of what Doug Firebaugh talked about on that Millionaire Roadshow. You see, most people overlook tenacity. Most people think that passion, that love, that drive is going to get you to where you need. But think about it this way. The passion is your heart. The passion is your internal motivation. What's motivating you, right? That's your passion. The question is, do you have the tenacity to match that passion? Do you have that tenacious drive that will allow you to become the champion that you want to become? Are you tenacious enough to go to the next level? Are you tenacious enough to fight the good fight when there's a battle? Are you tenacious enough to keep moving forward despite adversity? Are you tenacious enough to go forward even when other people think your passion is crazy? Are you tenacious enough to move ahead even when some days it seems impossible? Even with all the passion, some days the clouds come over. There seems like there isn't a lot of hope. Do you have that tenacity? And that's one of the things that people don't see. They think that it's only heart, that it's only passion. But in fact, tenacity is absolutely required. Are you tenacious enough to take the actions that are required to get to the goal that you're trying to achieve? You see, every destination has a journey. It has a route. Every single one, every single point has a way to get, and a lot of times multiple different ways to get to that point. Are you tenacious enough to take every step required to get to the journey, or along the journey to get to the destination? And that's the question that you need to ask yourself. That's the step. That's the first step. The first step that was talked about was tenacity. Tenacity is much more important than passion. Are we going to move on to step 2 now? Are we ready to move on to step 2? Are we ready to take the next step? Is everyone ready? Let's see in the chat if you guys are ready. Are we ready to take that next step? Because maybe some people are thinking right now, well, I don't know if I'm ready. Maybe you're wondering right now, am I tenacious? Am I going to act with tenacity? Am I going to be tenacious? Am I acting today to get to my goals? Am I taking an action today that's required that will get me to my goal? You see, a lot of people are taking actions, but are they the required actions? Are they the required actions to get to where we want to go? Leanne says yes. All right, go. Step number 2 that was talked about. Think about the dollars, not the pennies. Now, I want you to think, about that. What are you doing to think about the dollars, not the pennies? What are you doing to think about the dollars, not the pennies? Now imagine this. You can go back. You can listen to this, to the Millionaire Roadshow, and I'll give you guys a link. You'll need to do it this morning before the new show starts. You can go back and listen to the archives. You can go here. I'll just tell you guys where you can go. http:// Go to www.gcnlive.com. If you go to gcnlive.com, just go back and look for the podcast, the archives, and just go back and look for the Millionaire Roadshow. It's every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So it starts at the top of the hour at 12 o'clock Eastern time. There's an application you can listen to on your phone. You can listen via your computer. So the second question is, are you focused more on the dollars and not the pennies? Because the dollars is the big show. And when you go back and listen to this, maybe Doug has a different outlook, right? Maybe it's going to be just a little bit different than what I'm talking about. When I heard this, thinking about the dollars, not the pennies, I thought, man, how profound is that? Everyone's worried about making the sale. Everyone's worried about, did I get a new guy today? Oh, I got one new guy today. Hey, I got a new guy. Hey, I signed up a new gal today. Yay. And that's awesome. And that's incredible. That is incredible. I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone that's building their business. That's not the point. But are you thinking about the dollars and not the pennies? Or is that a pennies thought? Oh, I signed up a new person. Oh, I did this little tiny thing. Are you going to think about the dollars, the bigger picture? Are you thinking about how you can create an amazing team, how you can create a gigantic organization, and how you're going to serve these people? Because when you do that, you're talking about dollars and not pennies. You're thinking big picture and not tiny. I'm not thinking about the pennies that I'm spending here and there. I'm thinking about the dollars that I'm going to collect, right? Now, it's a simple, guys, I thought about this over the weekend, and maybe I'm going a totally different direction than they did on the Millionaire Roadshow and that Doug did on Friday. However, I want you to think about this. I want you to apply it. Every one of you is an individual. You're an individual. What you believe is going to shape how your life pans out. What you believe is going to shape your life. If you believe a certain way and then take the actions to support those beliefs, that's the reality that you will achieve. That's what you will build. So are you going to be more paid attention to the dollars or the pennies? Right? I'm more interested in dollars, not pennies. I'm not worried about the minutia. I'm not worried about all this little tiny nonsense. What I'm thinking is bigger picture. I'm thinking of how we can go bigger, how we can serve more, how we can do more. Not about the little minutia, not about the tiny little day-to-day, tiny things, the pennies. I'm not worried about the pennies. I'm thinking about the dollars. I want to talk about the step number 3, the third thing. And I opened up the Q&A, guys, so that we can do any kind of Q&A that you guys want. I'm going to finish up a few minutes early this morning. And I did that on purpose so that you could ask questions, so that I could interact with you this morning. Step number 3. This is something that Doug talked about on his show that Mark Cuban talks about. Maybe you're familiar with Mark Cuban, whether you like him or you don't. There is no denying that Mark Cuban is one of the wealthiest men in the United States. Really an amazing entrepreneur that built a $1 billion empire. Now owns the Dallas Mavericks, right? Now owns the Dallas Mavericks, has won a NBA championship. Guys, what this guy does, what this guy believes may be the quintessential key to your business, and you might be overlooking it. You see, everyone's out, and again, we go back to this, everyone's out trying to make another sale, trying to land another job, which is part of business. Absolutely. We need new customers. We need to have new clients coming in. We need to generate revenue. Absolutely, that's a part of business. But what about this? What about if your business is based on a different concept? What if your business and the way that you function centered from a different point of view. Mark Cuban says something to this effect, guys, and I don't want to say it's an exact quote because I don't know that it's exact quote, but nothing is more important than how we make people feel. I'm going to say it again. Nothing is more important than how we make people feel. What if that was your business model? What if you base your entire business model on how you made people feel? I want that to just let it wash over you. Let the words penetrate into your mind and let them wash over you. Nothing is more important than how we make people feel. Nothing is more important than that. Nothing is more important than the way that we make people feel. That's number 3. So we talked about a couple different things this morning. We talked about tenacity and how tenacity is way more important than passion, right? We have to have that tenacity. At the very minimum, we can say that if it's not more important, it must go hand in hand with the passion. We can say, let's not worry about the small stuff. Let's look big picture. Let's talk dollars instead of pennies. Let's worry about the dollars and not the pennies. And we talked about people. There's nothing more important than the people that you serve. In your business, there is nothing, absolutely nothing more important than the way that we make the people feel. And I ask you today, how are you making the people that you're working with feel? Do you make them feel important? Are you making them feel as if they're valuable? And if you are, and if you can say yes, then you're on that road. You're on the road to success. You're on the road to making difference in other people's lives by sharing what you've learned. Guys, I want to thank you for joining us here on the Free Daily Coaching. I'm going to give a moment for the time to catch up here. I'm going to give you all a moment to ask any questions that you want to ask this morning. I have a quick announcement to make as well for those that are participating in the live work sessions. We're going to go ahead and do one of those today. I have an announcement to make about that. So excited about that. I want to invite you all to come and celebrate and come and be a part of these work sessions. If you're not part of these work sessions, I invite you to join. Go to freedailycoaching.com, look for that access, click that button, and pick a package. Pick a package and join us with these work sessions. This week is going to be a powerhouse work session week. We're going to really rock some work sessions out this week. We're going to have them. We're going to have one this morning. We're going to have one tomorrow evening. I'm going to look at the calendar and we're going to do a few other things and plug some in, and that's going to be done on one of the work sessions. So I'm looking forward to powerhousing some work this week with you guys, to showing you guys how you can use momentum to carry you through. And I'm really been excited to be able to do these on different times so that different people are able to participate at different times of the day, some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evenings. What I'm really excited about, guys, is something to be able to plug into another resource. Imagine going on to a national radio show and being featured, being able to share with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. That's powerful, guys. And I want to show you guys how you can start to leverage, how you can start to do that. You see, one of the people that actually was telling me about the radio stuff actually leveraged themselves into getting an interview as well, right? That's killer. Guys, all of what we do here is implement, learn, and teach, right? Learn, teach, do. However whatever acronym that you would like to use, I would love for you to start implementing. Start using that, right? So today, one more time, let's recap. I opened up the Q&A. Nothing's come in, so we got no questions and answer. Everyone is rocking sock'em robots today. We talked about tenacity and tenacity being more important than passion. We talked about seeing the big picture, worrying about the dollars, not the pennies. Okay? The third thing that we talked about was that nothing, absolutely nothing is more important than the way that you make other people feel. A quote by Mark Cuban: 3 things that people overlook, that they don't see in their business, that they don't see can have a massive, a profound change on what they're doing on a daily basis, can have a profound change on what you're doing each and every day in your business. So I challenge you today to go out and have an amazing day. I challenge you today to go out, meet 5 to 10 brand new people in your business today. Go get 5 to 10 brand new emails and put them on your newsletter, put them on your email list. Get permission from those people to communicate with them regularly. Go out and be tenacious. Think about the big picture. And remember, when you're out there, show the people that you care about them. Make them feel valuable. Make them feel wanted. Make them feel loved and adored and a part of. And guys, I want to end you guys on this one last statement that was made on the call that I wrote down. You know, you're just only one step away from being out of the crowd. Well, that made me think, if you're only one step away from being out of the crowd, you're only one step away from being in as well. You're just that one step away from being on the in, from hanging out with the people that you want to hang out with, from doing the things that you want to do, for being the person that you want to be, for becoming the leader that you want to be, to have the team that you desire. All of those things, you're just one step away from either being in, or you're just one step away from being out. And today is your opportunity to take that step in, to take that step forward, to be more tenacious, to care about people, and to look at the very big picture. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here this morning at freedailycoaching.com. I want to suggest that any of you that have the opportunity to jump over to the My Lead System Pro morning wake-up call, go ahead and do that as well. And like I mentioned and put in the chat, you can go and see www.gcnlive.com and go look for the Millionaire Roadshow with Dr. Doug Firebaugh. I'll put a link up on my page, and I'll put a posting up for it as well, so that anyone that wants to participate can. For those, like I mentioned, for those that are able right now and willing to come out and play, we will be starting a free daily coaching session in just a moment. For those of you that are not a part of the freedailycoaching.com friends and would like to get in the sessions, I'll send you over and you can check those out now. The rest of you, I'm going to go set up the webinar link. I'm going to refresh my cup of coffee, and away we go on another work session. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Thank you all for watching on Google Plus and YouTube. Like always, if you need to get a hold of me, text me, email me, call me, or send some kind of chat message, and I'll get in touch with you. Thank you all for having a splendid time this morning here on Free Daily Coaching. I'll see you soon.